very good morning to you. How you doing? And welcome to Life and Style. It's a beautiful Monday morning. I hope you're feeling as excited as I am because we've got something fresh and new for you. Now, you knew it as Inspiration Thursday, but this is Inspiration Monday. And what a way to start your week, because we want to start you on a note of excitement, empowerment, something that will get you started and gearing you to go for the rest of the week. Now, the new face of Inspiration Monday has Motivate, Books and Blogs, The Kitchen, and Beyond the Sport. Super excited for this show to roll out. Now, starting us off is Motivate. And today, we just have the perfect guest for you. Humble beginnings to creating an empire that has taken over Eastern Africa. I'm talking about Mayur Shah. We're at his residence today to find out his story, what kept him focused to the goals that he wanted in life, and make sure that he lived to see his dreams come to reality. Let's talk to him.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Very good to see you.
And thank you so much for having us.
Most welcome, Karibu sana.
Asante. You know, behold the man who's been making our childhood very sweet. And all the children after us.
Sure.
I mean, from Balgam.
Definitely, yes.
Oh,
yes,
goodness.
for sure.
I introduce to you Mr. Mayur Shah. Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome, thank you.
And you
It's
know-
my pleasure.
You are, how do I say this? You have so many faces. There's the business side of you, then you're very funny, and then again, you're a sports person, all put together, and very serious at times. I mean, those boardrooms. How
For
many
sure.
are they?
Yes, yes, yeah. It's I think the life cycle that continues, you know,
Yeah.
with your journey.
But then you have to put like a balance.
Yeah, you have to balance. You have to have the flexibility.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, when we look at Kenafric Industries, and people might see it as a big, huge company now, but they do not know the struggle or what you and your family had to go through to, make it what it is now. Maybe you can just tell us the journey of how it began from a small retail shop to this huge mogul of a company.
Sure, very good question. Before I start, it's a very good morning.
Yes.
Fine. We say Kenya, good morning, Kenya Jew. And I'd like to start you with our fresh, our branded product, one of the top in the line in the market
All right.
in East Africa. And please, if you can have it, and it will be pleasure to test
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
So you
I'll
get
do
your
this.
David
I'll
fresh.
do this after the show. But thank you so much. But
Yeah.
maybe just take us back
Okay.
to, you were a very young guy when you started off in this company.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We are four brothers
Yeah.
in Kenafric Industries. With my father was the ex-chairman, just recently retired, and the journey was quite a daunting task.
Yeah.
I think you have to go through the channels of command from the the worst to the good days to the bad days.
Absolutely.
And you go through all. And when we started in 1989, the industry, before that, of course, we were students. Like I'm the youngest of the four brothers.
Yeah.
We studied, I was born in Karatina, Kenya, with pleasure. And all my other brother, one brother also was born in Karatina, others were born in Nairobi. So we were basically brought up here. And upbringing also was in Moya, Teber and Embu, a little bit when we were growing, where my cousin brothers are still there. And
Did you ever get to learn the dialect there? Can you speak a bit of Kikuyu?
Yes, of course.
You
Yes,
can?
I can.
Oh, God, give me a line. Tell me something.
Nyatiana oro.
Neko
Neko gamuno.
agafio.
My father's assistant, his name was Mr. Maniki.
Okay.
Unfortunately, passed away 10 years ago. We went to his funeral from Sagana. So when I studied from US and I came back, he was teaching me every day one word, one sentence. He said, you have to know this language, and I knew because I was born in Karatina. So he taught me Emme, Igere, Itatu, Yaya, Yeah, Paka, Kenda and Kumi, yeah. And unfortunately, by the time I was really learning, and he passed away. But what a great guy. We always miss him, cherish his memories.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So it's been quite a journey.
Yes.
It's definitely been quite a journey. And you were very young. How old were you when you got to work in the industry for the first time?
Yeah, when we started, I was about 23 years old.
Wow.
Yes. When we acquired this company, I had no ABCD. I didn't know anything, or rather, it was not I, but I would say we, because it was a teamwork.
Yeah.
But particularly, I was also with my eldest brother, Mr. Bharat, who is now the chairman. We went to see one of the industries in footwear, what used to call in 1980s, 88, 89, called Sandak.
Yeah.
Plastic shoes.
It's
the
coming
jelly
back.
shoes.
They're coming back now.
Yes, they're coming back.
Yeah.
And we didn't know anything about it. We had done our studies, a bit of it. And we are entrepreneurs. We had to take risk. We didn't have any money. It was zero money in the pocket. But we wanted to buy that business by hook or by crook. We said, we got to go and get it.
And you did.
And we did it. Yes.
And we're going to talk about that, the kind of energy and the positive energy that you had back then. Is it the same thing that we're seeing in the youngings now? But we're going to get back to that later.
Sure.
But, but taking you back when you left the country to go study in the States, at some point you became a janitor to make ends meet.
Yes.
How was that for you, and what are some of the lessons that you learned to help you, probably get into this business and understand how life works?
Sure. Yeah, when I went to USA, I think I learned a lot of things. When I went to the university in Wichita, Kansas, which is called the air capital of the world, excellent university. Just to get the background of the university, I think the Pizza Huts, which have just arrived in Nairobi, the founder was one of our students, key students, Mr. Dan Carney and Frank Carney.
Nice.
So that gave us the entrepreneurship, the secret of the entrepreneurship, because they were one of the key guys who used to come in our courses and give us some pep talks, the motivation, how to start the business, and I think that was the impetus. And the journey began when we had a problem in 1982. My father had a very big business in Park Road, Nagara. There was a coup d'etat during 1st August.
1982.
Yes, it was very unfortunate. His money was not in the bank's savings account or current account. His money was in the inventories of essential commodities, salt, sugar, cooking oil, name it, and we had it, including confectionery.
Yes.
So I remember when we used to go to the shop, we used to pinch in the holes of the ball gums and one or two
and eat them and then
have it,
say,
and today we
umekula
have to,
skari? Unasema hapana.
so yeah, Baba nakuwa kali kidogo, hey, don't do that, it's for customers, But when you're kids, you're kids. Everyone does that, and yes, it was a good journey, good lesson. And when I went on the campus, I had to look for a job because there was no money coming from Kenya, allowances, and I decided that we have to get whatever kind of job. And if everywhere we go, being a foreign student, they would ask you for experience. And you are freshly from the college, without any experience, it was very difficult. So then I met a lady who was an American black lady, a very good lady, Maggie her name, and she said, I will take you on. And I told her my problems, I needed it. I've been looking for a job for 1 month, but I said any job. So it used to be odd hours. I remember that my lectures used to close at 4 p.m. So from 6 to 10 p.m. I used to work part-time because you only allowed 20 hours on campus. And then have like supper, or even give the supper up, do your assignments for the next day, and it carried on. And that was a real turning and learning experience. It was never on a golden platter, silver platter rather. And I think it was from a learning experience that how do you relate to the human beings, how the lady who took me on supervised me, and she really coached me well on the job.
And she gave you a chance when nobody else would.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that must have been something for you.
Yeah, I always salute her and always pray for her and the well-being. I've not met her for many years, but whenever I used to write a letter or thanks, I always appreciate and recognized her because of her. And that showed me the value of human being.
That's really nice.
Because everyone looks at you very differently when you're in a janitor or a low position. And today, when I see them, I salute them. Because I've been there.
It made you realize when you see them now, you understand what it means to be at that particular position. You mentioned something about the coup d'etat in 1982. And it's really put your dad down in terms of business because he lost almost everything. But like every other business, you have to go through challenges, failures, losses and stuff like that. But keeping the faith, keeping the vision alive, how do you do that every single day? I'm sure it's not easy.
Oh, it was, I think, one of the most difficult. Again, an entrepreneur will never die. They will come back very strongly. Emotionally, we are bogged down, yes. Psychologically, yes. But morally, I think there were people behind. And my father said, we are not going anywhere. We are going to rebuild this again. in a different capacity, and we will pay everybody their debts. He took out a diary. He told everybody, many of the great partner stakeholders, that I will pay you within 1 year on this date and this time also, because he was very particular. He didn't want any debts in his life. And I think that was one lesson which we learned.
Absolutely.
And that was great. And he paid everybody before the due date because of his hard work, turnaround, strategy. Thirdly, another brother who sacrificed his education of university. He said with my dad, I think he was the inspiration, Mr. Nilesh. With him, he had the powerhouse of that energy that could take him to the next level.
You're starting in Kenya and growing to the countries that are around Kenya and, farther from Kenya as well. You had to do research and, had to get to a point where you need to, there's a need for your product to go out of the country. What was that need and at what point did you know, we're in Kenya, lakini tunafaa tuende kando kidogo.
Sure. I said it was like looking at the great marathon runners. Let me get back to you. One of the great marathon, great long distance runner, Henry Rono. I think we have a long forgotten guy. I think one of the great, after Kipchoge Keino, Naftali Tembo and Paul Taggart, Wanjiru, Henry Rono. Look at him, 5 world titles. I was with him in All Africa Games in the contingent. Yesterday is 39 years since I met His Excellency, the first President Moses Jomo Kenyatta, at the State House. I was the youngest, and
I can see a whole shelf. That's not even a shelf. A couple of shelves full of your.
Sure, there is mine and my brother's, Mr. Bharat.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yes. So I had been traveling since in my young age because sports that made me travel. I think that sports made me learn a lot. And to all the young generation, future business entrepreneurs, I think please engage in sports. Not only in business models and the icons you have as mentors, motivational speakers, but also sports, I think, are equally important.
True.
For me, I think it was a paramount. And without that, I would not have been fearless, entrepreneur, would never be afraid of any competition. I would take them head on, and I enjoyed that competition.
You were fearless and you knew you had to do these things and you had to do them now. And you've been captured a couple of times saying how losing, an entrepreneur should not be scared of losing, because in losing, that's how you know how, if the way you react after that, that's how you know if you're going to be a champion or not a champion.
Yeah.
So would you say that is one of the things that have kept Kenafric on top of its game?
Sure. Accept losing, accept failures.
Yeah.
And losing is the way to success. Many and most, I don't see any entrepreneur will say that he or she has always won. This is part of the learning. Even the Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, I think even he lost 9 times before coming on the 10th time when he really made it big time.
True.
Same goes for Apple and many others. If you can't accept defeat, you will never move ahead. Accept, but learn from the mistakes. Do not repeat them.
Absolutely.
Yes. And we do sometimes mistakes, repeat the mistakes, but we try to get to the fundamental, go back to the drawing board, get to the why situation, why it happened, what would you have done better.
Great.
And
why situation?
Why situation.
Okay.
And I think the young generation are quite good at that. They have the vision and the mission, and they are very focused on what they want to do. And I think it's time that you also have the succession planning, because they come out with sometimes better ideas, and that's what Kenafric success has been, that we pass on the baton to the younger generation, not only the boys, even the girls who are coming up in a family business.
So, Mr. Shah, you've mentioned family a lot since you started this conversation, and it's clearly a very important part of the Kenafric Industries. Maybe you can tell us how important it is to have a family-run business, keeping it in the family.
Sure. Is it possible, Mikali, we can take a walk?
Absolutely. Why not? You have amazing grounds here.
Thank you.
I'd love to see that.
There's a fitness center,
You have a fitness center here?
Yeah, meaning keeping fit, swimming pool and all that,
You've talked about family the whole time that we've been here. We take a walk?
Yeah. Yes.
So how important is it, and how do you transfer the vision and the mission that you had many years ago to people who are joining the business now?
Yeah. I think the vision and the mission is so important that it is embedded inside the family values.
Yeah.
And the young generation, I think they have been educated in a
Okay.
different fields. And whenever any of the family members join, they start at the lower level. They are just like an employee.
Wait a minute. If I'm your daughter, I have to start from down there. There's no way I'm just gonna dadini mdosi.
No, that will be very wrong. That's one of our values. And because you have to start from
Wow.
down and earn your money. Hakuna kitu ya bure.
Hakuna kitu ya bure.
Hakuna kitu ya bure. So that
Yeah.
really shows them how to deal with our employees, how to deal with the lower level employees, the middle level and the upper level. And it really brings the culture of dynamics together. And at Kenafric we have one of very important principles called Kaizen.
Kaizen, yes.
It's a continuous improvement.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful tool. We would be one of the great leaders in the country on that.
Yeah.
And I think that has really made us, the young generation, getting with the employees, and the employees also together with the mission and the vision of Kenafric Industries. It is really going to come out very solid.
Great. You know, you started off at 23. That means by the time you started your own family, you were deep into business, right? And you had to juggle between, I have a wife, now children, and I have this baby also that is my company that I have to, make sure that it is top notch. How did you put a balance on those two things?
Mikali, I'll tell you one thing.
Yes.
I have taken the wedding ring out.
You
So
did?
many of the women, they think I'm not married.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is for everyone out there. I'm sorry.
It was a great sacrifice. I think thanks to my wife, my daughters, 2 daughters, my family, all the immediate family, my parents, they gave the support. And I remember we used to report at 7 o'clock in the morning, come home and 10, 11 o'clock, bog down what we're going to do tomorrow. And a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, a lot of conflicts going on, a lot of positive and negative conflicts.
Yeah.
A lot of the drive, sometimes energy is low, very low, and you are yourself, you don't have the team to discuss or talk, but that I think made us more, much more stronger, like the fearless lion,
The fearless lion that you are.
Yeah.
And you're talking about sacrifices, and, moving forward and all of that. It's not been for, haijakuwa ya bure.
Yeah.
Because you've been awarded Entrepreneur of the Year 2015, that is Ernst Young, the award. How was that for you, and what kind of impact did it have to you as a person, your family and the business?
Wow. I thought that was really a recognition and a reward for all those good years I've given, not only to the company, given to the it also involves corporate social responsibility, which we are also the forefront leaders, assisting our neighbors in Ruaraka, Babadogo, and all neighboring areas. We have been doing for many years, and that gave us really an important motivation. I think it was a great move. It was a journey that I think I was not only myself but the company itself. It really boosted very high energy, not only in Kenya or East Africa and Central Africa, but around the globe, because the networking was very powerful when we went to Monte Carlo, and we were also awarded as a runner-up in the world. So that was another great opportunity.
That was 2016?
Yes.
That was 2016. And, everyone who's watching this show and wondering, do I have to put in all those hours? He put 7 a.m. all the way till 11 p.m. That's about, 16 hours?
16, yeah.
16 hours of pure work for you to become what he has become all these years. And what are some of the qualities for anyone who's watching this show that would learn from you? And what are some of those standard principles that an entrepreneur should have to make sure that they, emerge at the top of whatever it is that they're doing?
Number one, I would think is relentless focus.
Relentless focus.
Yes, you have to be focusing what you think we want to do.
Yeah.
Number two is the passionate. I know many people are talking about passionate. What does passionate mean? To me, it means differently. To you, it may mean differently. Do you really want to do this business or whatever you are doing? Are you happy with it? Number two is the leadership. You have to have leadership. Number three, art of making decision. Number four, teamwork. You have to be a team.
Writing this down. Very
You have
inspirational.
you have to have a teamwork.
Yeah.
It's not one man show now. It's your team, whoever there are.
Okay.
Number five, appetite for risk.
Appetites for risk. I like that. I like that.
Very important.
Yeah.
That is, I think, the entrepreneurship and the business acumen. If you don't have the risk of, risk appetite, or you do always assess, I think it's very difficult.
There's a swimming pool over there. You don't want to take me down there?
In the cold temperature, I normally come and swim here. In the morning, I'm the only one who is using it.
Are you
and
serious?
they say the secret medicine. Swim in cold water, you do not get sick. That is something
But watu wanaogopa maji baridi.
Hapana gopa, usigope. No, you can. Once you go in, do your 2 laps, you'll
You're
be
good.
warmed up and you will be fresh. And your day starts super. I think that's one of the secret medicine. I'll give you one small background. My daughter had a small surgery on scoliosis 2 months ago.
What is that?
Scoliosis is the curvature of the spine.
Okay.
So she was hospitalized for 3 months. My second daughter,
Okay.
one is 22. She's working. She's studying in University of San Francisco. She finished her mathematics in major in mathematics and chemistry. Now she's doing environmental engineering in the likes of Wangari
Wangari
Maathai.
Maathai.
I was so happy for that major.
Yeah.
So the second one, she's just a student, just turned 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So the doctor said you have less injury or less painful of the 2 surgeries she had of 7 hours each, which was the most difficult, because of your swimming and your yoga.
Oh.
I think those are the most important. So that's how I.
Wow. Okay, now we know. Now we know. So a cold swim
Yes.
in the morning.
In the morning.
When it's cold.
Yes.
And the water is cold.
Because I have some friends who are 75 and 80 years old. I felt very bad when many years ago I was very afraid, same as you. And when I saw them, I said, hey,
I'm gonna do this.
Me Dani, Akuna Shida,
Akuna Shida.
Yeah. And I think they were right.
They were right.
Yes.
You look absolutely
Yes.
amazing.
I am the voice. I will lead, not follow. I will believe, not doubt. I will create, not destroy. I will defy the odds. I will set new standards beyond the boundaries. And I will say, let us all, as we say, Kenya Jew, in our businesses or wherever, step up, step up, step up. Yay! Yes.
I like that.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us
No
today.
problem. Most welcome. Thank
You know,
very much.
so I'm going to finish this and I'm going to find you at the pool. I have to see where you take a dip in the morning.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
All right.
Finish it.
Sawa, sawa.
Okay, thank you. Santa. Shukuru sana.
Oh, goodness. That was brilliant. I wish I could say all those words you said, but I hope you got that. But basically, focus of the passion, relentless energy towards what it is that you want to do. You can create, you can be whatever it is that you want to be. The art of decision making. Goodness, so much juice today. I hope you noted all of that down. And how about that for the very first Inspiration Monday Motivate? I hope you are blessed because I am totally ready for the rest of the week. What's your favorite? What is that mantra that you have that keeps you going every single day? Share that with us on our social media platforms. That's KTN Life and Style on Facebook, KTN Life_Style on Twitter and Instagram. SMS is 22840. Let's hear from you. Right now, though, we're taking a very short commercial break. When you come back, Catherine Mwangi on Bricks and Blondes.
People need to do and realize their dreams. Your dreams are valid. You just need to go for it. Let no one stop you. Because we have this thing that sometimes we are told that no, you cannot dream that way because that is not how people should dream. But if you have something in you, just go for it. Yes.